Welcome to Car Show Clips, a production of VintageCarStudios.com. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go!
I'm Dave Dix. I live in Center Hall, Pennsylvania, which is about 15 miles from State College. This is the 26th one, last cruise. It started back in the 80s when the State College Borough initiated a non-cruising ordinance that you couldn't cruise during Saturday night, as high school kids at that time would like to do. So before that went into effect, a local radio station through the airways organized just a cruise up and through town. So that was just a cruise. And then after that, a year or so after that, they just turned it into a car show, which is what we have now. We will still have the cruise, which is on here about between about 4:30 and 6:30. But the main thrust of this is a car show. And since the onset of when the car show, the Center County Youth Service Bureau has been the beneficiary of the whatever proceeds we get here.
Okay. That sounds good. And how have you been the director of that for all those years? Have been a number of people over the years?
There have been a number of people. Everyone burns out after a while, which always happens. But I'm actually co-chair of the event. Dan Workman, who's a car dealer here in State College area, is the other co-chairman. But and we get along very well.
That's good. Now I understand the cars are they don't just come in; they're actually selected or they're invited to this event.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's, I guess you'd call it a juried show. Any prospective entrant has to send us a description of the car with a lot of pictures, and then the committee gets together and we just pick and choose which ones we think are the best ones for the show, because it is called the best of the best.
Well, I know from walking past it'd be pretty tough for me to make a selection here on which is the best car on some of these you have. You have everything from American Steel, which of course is American Hot Rods, and classics, to a lot of different vintage and European style cars. Any certain car do you look for, or just that's what you ask from the owners?
We try and get an eclectic mix. We want trucks, we want European cars, we want heavy iron, heavy modified cars, street rods. We try and get a good assortment of cars because we brings a lot of people in the crowd. So we like to do that. It's a juried show, so if someone wants to be part of the show, they have to send us a description of the car with many photographs, and the committee will get together and we sort through. Roughly, it varies, but about half, 3/4 of what we get are accepted for the show. So it has to be a nice car and good provenance too.
Now I see we have some cars that are totally original and some that have been modified. So can you explain that just for a second?
Okay, well, there are different classes we have here. I think there's a total of 8 classes, and don't ask me to rattle off what they are. But yeah, there are stock classes, and there are classes for heavily modified vehicles, so one is not competing against another for prizes. And some of the modified cars have been just stripped down to every last nut and bolt. We also have a survivor class here, which would be a totally original car, just as it came off the showroom, never had any paint work, never had the upholstery replaced, just a stock car. And that's kind of new for this year, which we like. And downtown State College is a beautiful venue for it, so we're real happy here. And we raise about $25,000 for Youth Service Bureau with this.
That's great.
And it's through the sponsorship signs you see at in front of each of the cars.
That's fantastic.
Visit our growing collection on Facebook at Car Show Clips and online at VintageCarStudios.com, where you can commission our unique artwork. Enjoy the memories and the machines.